So guys, what's going on? Instant match reaction. It finishes Manchester United 3, Nottingham Forest 0. But how good was that performance from Manchester United today? We'll talk about it in today's video, guys. Because 3 points, a clean sheet for David De Gea, a great return back to Premier League football for Manchester United. But that was a joy to watch. I was so impressed from minute 1 to minute 90. You know, Ten Hag ball was in effect today. It was in full display all over the pitch. The defence was brilliant. The midfield is brilliant today. Eriksen and Casemiro in that midfield are just absolutely brilliant. We'll talk about Casemiro in the player ratings because that man is just different. He's such a gifted footballer. He was superb from minute 1 to minute 90 today. And overall, that was probably the best game I've seen Casemiro play. It's a joy to watch when he's on the pitch. And the forward line, the Martial, the lockdown link-up between Martial and Rashford returned today. Both of them getting on the score sheet. Bruno Fernandes was brilliant today. The slight negative is Anthony. He needs to fix up because he's not performing to the ability and the price that we got him for. He needs to be a lot better, and hopefully that will come. He did look a bit better in the second half, but yeah, this team at the moment is frightening. Rashford, he's on the form of his life. Martial is getting into the groove. Martial, I think, has 5 goals and assists in his last 6 games. That's a stat no one would really pick up on at the moment. He got lucky on his goal, so to be fair, with Hennessy should have been making that save. But overall, some of our play today, Ten Hag ball, and Casemiro again, we'll go back to him, was so influential in 2 of those goals. I think it was the second goal, brilliant. To get that tackle to stop Ewanobi from going through, that tackle was brilliant. That led to the goal. And then the third goal, just playing in Fred, absolutely brilliant. To spot Fred in that position, and Fred gets on the score sheet as well. So overall, that was just a joy. It was a bundle of joy today. And I think Ten Hag will be really, really impressed with that, as should the fans today. Because, we were just dominant from minute 1 to 90. And these games, this could have been a bit of a curveball going into the game, as I said in my preview. The game against Burnley that we had, I think, helped a lot, getting confidence back into the players, playing again together after a long World Cup. So I think that helped in a way. But, the fitness as well, just the players getting used to playing with each other again. I think that massively helped because today, we just looked on par. Everyone was hungry, everyone was fighting, everyone knew their role, everyone was just involved in every single bit of play. And even the players that weren't used to playing or aren't used to playing in this Manchester United side, the Tyrone Malacias, the Wan-Bissaka, Shaw played at centre-back today and he was absolutely amazing. If you told me that Raphael Varane and Luke Shaw were our normal centre-back pairings, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the difference because they were really, really good today. And he's definitely our second centre-back behind Martinez now. Don't worry about Maguire. We don't need him. We've got Luke Shaw who can do a job. And I know it's Nottingham Forest. They didn't offer a lot today and we should be beating this type of side. But it's the way you do it in these against these type of sides, because you could crumble. Last season, multiple times, and this season as well, at the start of the season against these type of teams, we struggle. But again, this is what I want to see. I want to see us put in 3 goals. I want to see us, as comfortable as we were today against these type of sides. I want to see a one-team game, and that's what we had today. So really, really happy with that, guys. And, there's no better way to return back to Premier League than watching Manchester United perform at our best level, because Rashford, again, playing in the form of his life. He was world-class today as well as Casemiro, and we'll talk about him in the player ratings. But the team lineup going into the game, this was where I was a bit like, could this game go a bit squiffy? Could it throw up a bit of a curveball? It was David De Gea in that, Wan-Bissaka, Raphael Varane, Luke Shaw and Tyrone Malacia all at the back. So we're missing Dallo, we're missing Martinez. I thought, would that come into effect today? Would we struggle without those 2 very key players in our side? The midfield, Casemiro is back in midfield alongside Eriksen. And then it was Bruno Fernandes, Martial, Rashford and Anthony as the front 3. And as soon as I saw that, I was very excited to see that front 3 together. Martial and Rashford are back together. That lockdown link-up is back with both of them scoring today, as I've just said earlier on in the video. So I was happy with that and how they performed today. But that was a team going into the game. I was like, why isn't Maguire coming in? But we heard there was an illness. Lindelof and McTominay were also ill, so they weren't involved in the squad. But yeah, that was a team going into the game. And as I said, we started off really, 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 really well. We were a threat from minute 1 to minute 90, to be fair. We were always looking to go for goal. which I credited today, because at 1-0 or 2-0, you can think of that like, well, let's try and hold on to the game, as we've done multiple times last season, and, you know, teams come back into it, but we didn't do that. We were hungry for more goals, and we got that third goal in the second half. But yeah, I thought Rashford today was a massive threat in the first half, alongside Martial linking up, and there were 2 goals in a matter of a space of 3 minutes. Rashford gets the first goal, absolutely brilliant. The corner technique, straight off the training ground, Christian Eriksen from a corner, lays it into Rashford, gets a great connection on it and makes it 1-0. Soon after that, Rashford again, influential in the play, but it all comes from Casemiro, as I said, winning that tackle before the game, if you know what I mean. If you did watch the game, you'll know what I mean. And then the counter-attack was absolutely brilliant. Laid it into Martial. Really skims shot, but Hennessy missaves it, goes into the back of the net, 2-0. You're not complaining. As I said, the last goal, Nottingham Forest were fighting. They came out, and Casemiro played in the ball to Fred, and Fred finished it off nicely coming off the bench. So very, very happy with that. But let's get on to the player ratings, guys. We talked about the game. So David De Gea for me, clean sheet. Didn't have too much to do today, to be fair. Literally nothing at all. I think he made 1 or 2 saves, but overall it was a very comfortable night for David De Gea. So I will give him I'll give him a solid 7 today. I thought he did quite well. And the question marks about him not signing a new contract, not wanting to be involved in the Manchester United team going forward, well, the manager not wanting him to be involved, then we don't know. We'll have to wait and happen. I'm sure a lot more talking will be going on between the club and David De Gea, but I want David De Gea at this club because I know how good he can be. So, yeah, 7 for him today. Left-hand side, Malacia. Malacia was a bit shaky at times. I think some of his touches were really shaky today. Wasn't really getting into the game as much in the second half, but in the first half, I thought he's really, really good. He was always looking to get forward, but again, as I've said, it's hard for me to have an opinion on Tyrone Malacia. I don't know what to think of him. At times, he's really good. At times, as I said, he can misplace a pass, misplace a tackle, have a heavy touch. It's just some of his game he needs to work on still, but as I said, there's still a lot of potential there. There's still a lot to come from him, so I'm going to give him a solid 6 today to fill in how he has done the last couple of games or so. I'm happy with him, so I'll give him a 6. Wan-Bissaka today, I'm going to give a 7. Wan-Bissaka, I thought, was absolutely brilliant today. He was brilliant against Burnley, got the assist, brilliant again today. Going forward, was offering a lot. You know, he just defensively was brilliant as well. So I can't have any complaints about Wan-Bissaka, and he's fighting for that spot alongside Dalot. And the last 2 games or so, he's been brilliant, and you have to credit that. So for me, I'm happy for him. He may be going out in the window in January, but today was really, really good. So I can credit him for that, and I'm happy he was today, as was the whole team really. So I will give him a solid 7. Varane, to come back, I think he's the first player from that final that is back involved in football, in club football. That just sums up the player that Raphael Varane is, the mentality he has, the joy he has for football, and he works hard to get back into the side, and again, performed for 75 minutes today, won all his aerial duels, was dominant, was a leader at the back. So happy with Varane today. His interceptions are brilliant as well, and again, to come back like that after that World Cup, losing in the final, it takes a lot of strength to do that, and to be ready as quick as this game was coming. So I will give him an 8 today. I thought it was brilliant. Luke Shaw as well, I'm going to give an 8. Absolutely brilliant today. I wasn't too sure how he was going to do, filling in centre-back. It was a tricky one, but overall performed really, really well. And as I said, you wouldn't have known he wasn't normally a centre-back because he fitted in beautifully in there today. So really happy with him. Was determined every time he got the ball. His tackling was brilliant today. He was winning his duels. I don't think anyone really got past him at any time. So Luke Shaw for me, really, really impressive. I will give him an 8. Casemiro for me, my man of the match. I'm going to give him a 9. I thought he was outstanding today. The best performance I've seen him in a Manchester United shirt, and he's had multiple. He really has so far, and he's just fitted in absolutely wonderfully. He reads the game so well. His passing range is brilliant. Every aspect of his game is 100%. It's absolutely 10 out of 10. And again today, outstanding for me. Involved in 2 goals and was superb from minute 1 to minute 90. He just loves the game. His tackling today, going into these crunching tackles. I absolutely loved it today from Casemiro. He knows what he wants. He wants wants to be a part of this side, and he wants to get this side back to the top, and that's all we want to happen. So for me, Casemiro gets a 9, my man of the match. Eriksen gets a 7 for me today. I mean, crucial in the first goal again. So calm on the ball, so influential in midfield. It's a joy to watch Eriksen as well on the ball, because he just knows what to do every time he gets it. He knows when to tackle a player. He knows when to pull one back, as you saw in today's game. But overall, his corners need to improve a bit. I thought, that first man corner is really not, I'm really not liking that. But, it's crucial in the first goal. And again, today was really, really good. So I will give him a solid 7. Rashford for me gets an 8 as well. And I'm just absolutely loving Marcus Rashford at the moment. He's at the top of his game. He's playing at the top of his game. And he was world class yet again. And I don't even think... I know he scored a lot of goals this season, but I think the best part of his game, or the most underrated part of his game, is his playmaking and his passing ability. When he gets on the ball, he knows exactly what he's going to do with it. He knows exactly where it's going to go, and it's going to end up in a chance, or it's going to end up in a goal. And that's what happened today. So, really, really happy with Marcus Rashford. Another goal for him to put on the stats this season. Really happy with how he's doing, and I'm so thankful for Ten Hag for getting Rashford into this shape, into the mood he's in at the moment, because he's absolutely loving playing for Manchester United, and that's what we need, a fully fit Rashford, smiling, playing at his best, because when he's like that, he's absolutely unstoppable, as he showed today. His turn-off pace, his passing, his playmaking, it's all there for Rashford. It really is for him to be a world-class player. So for me, Marcus Rashford gets an 8. Martial gets a 7. I was going to give him a 6, but he got the goal, so I will give him a 7. And again, the link-up between Rashford and Martial is absolutely brilliant. It's a lockdown link-up that we missed, and we got it back today. And that's one thing I want to say. Rashford, when Martial's not on the pitch, he doesn't really have anyone to link up with. He doesn't really link well with Bruno Fernandes. At times he does, but not too often. He doesn't really link well with Garnacho or anyone or Sancho when he was playing, or Ansi when he's playing. He really does have a good connection with Martial, and that's what again caused the goal today, with Martial scoring when Rashford set him up. So for Martial today, as I said, 5 goals and assists in 6 games. You can't really complain with how he's doing at the moment, although he's not putting in 100%, he's not putting in those top performances that we need from him. He's still making an impact in the side. So for me, I'm going to give Martial a 7. Bruno, I'm going to give a 7 as well. I thought today Bruno's game was absolutely brilliant. He wasn't greedy, he picked out the right passes when he needed to, and overall his game was just brilliant today, as was everyone's. And again, unlucky not to score today. Did he get an assist? I'm not too sure he did he? I think Rashford got one, Eriksen got one, and Casemiro didn't get any goals or assists today, but again, he's there. You notice him, he's there creating chances, so I will give him a solid 7 to them. Ten Hag for me today, got the selection perfectly right, in my opinion. I wouldn't have played Maguire, to be fair. No one wants to play him, but got a standing ovation when he came on, which I like, because the fans need to back every single one of these players. But yeah, to put Shaw centre-back, it was a big risk. But again, the risk that Ten Hag are putting on Manchester United this season, or deciding his decision-making, are paying off. They're absolutely paying off. And I've done multiple videos now where I've said, this could go a bit wrong. This decision may go turning against our favour, but overall he's just absolutely making the right decisions for me. And as I said, we saw Ten Hag ball in full effect today, and it was absolutely brilliant to watch. So overall, guys, really, really happy with that. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to smash a like. If you enjoyed the game, let me know down below, because I certainly did, and it's a great way. And as I said, there's games coming thick and fast now, so we're going to have to be on it. We're going to have to be performing at the best of our ability. We may not have the depth for it, but again, we have the fight, we have the spirit, we have the hunger, and that's all we need in the Ten Hag, because as we showed today, when everyone's on it, when everyone wants it, we are really, really difficult to stop. So yeah, guys, smash a like, subscribe if you are new, be much appreciated. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.